Hello everyone, my name is Boao and I'm from Zhejiang University. Today I'm excited to present our work about DeepCommenter. Our work is done in a collaboration between Zhejiang University, Chongqing University, Monash University, Peking University, and Singapore Management University. The major work is to design and implement a deep code command generation tool with hybrid lexical and syntactical information. So what is code command generation tool? First, it should implement its main function, which is to generate commands given a function unit of Java language. In other words, a Java method. The tool can generate descriptive commands automatically. It can be implemented in the form of an IDE plugin, or it can be implemented as a software similar to a translation software, or a website similar to Google Translate. And why do developers need to use a code command generation tool? One important reason is the problem of program understanding. We know that as the scale of software projects increases, the code in the project will become more and more difficult to understand. At the same time, code commands may often be mismatched or outdated due to tight development schedule or other reasons in many projects. The second reason is that code command generation tool is suitable for code summarization. And recent research shows that code commands are helpful for program comprehension. So code commands generation tool can make up for the missing commands. Our work is inspired by the neural machine translation system. Intuitively, the process of code command generation is similar to the machine translation process, but there are some differences. As we all know, machine translation tasks translate a sentence of a natural language to another, while code command generation task translates source code to natural language. This task bridges the gap between programming language and natural language. The structure of these two tasks are similar. They are both sequence-to-sequence deep neural network models. Both of them have three parts: encoders, attention, and decoder. Here shows the framework of our model. Let's look at the training phase first. We use the commented Java method as dataset, the source code as input, and natural language tokens as output. Source code is fed into two different encoders, the code encoder and the AST encoder, to learn the lexical information and the syntactical information respectively. The code encoder is GRU and learns the lexical information of Java method. The AST encoder learns the structural information from AST sequences. To transform AST into sequence, we proposed a structure-based traversal method to traverse AST. These two encoders learn different features from code sequences and AST sequences. After that, these features are transformed into context vector. In addition, our model is armed with an attention mechanism to fuse the lexical information and the syntactical information. At the command generation phase, we feed a Java method without command as input to the model. We will get commands that can express the meaning of the Java method. The workflow is shown as follows. There are two main parts, the client and the server. We need to deploy the pre-trained model on the server first. After that, users can use the tool to send the code to server. In detail, the plugin will wrap the selected code into a JSON object, use a patch HTTP client to send the formatted code to server and wait for response. We deploy a lightweight web application framework, Flask, on the server to listen for client requests. When server receives the request, it generates command and returns to the client. The client will insert the command right above the selected Java method. As we can see, the core process of generating commands takes place on the server, which means that it is easy for developers to develop a plugin for other IDE, like Eclipse. Besides, Since the model is deployed on the server, the tool does not require extra memory or CPU resources for users. This figure shows the user interface of our tool. I believe most of you know this software, the IntelliJ IDEA, which is one of the most popular Java IDE in the world. Our tool is implemented in the form of a plugin of IntelliJ IDEA, and the plugin follows the workflow in the last slide to generate commands. After we finish writing a Java method, first we select the Java method we want to generate command for, and then press the Generate Command button in the code menu. The plugin will display a progress bar after receiving the command generated by the server. The plugin will insert the command right above the code. In practice, the user may not select the complete method, but a segment of the method, and the incomplete method may lead to the problem that the model cannot obtain complete AST information and code semantics. To avoid this problem, the plugin will check the code segment selected by the user. If the code segment is not complete, it will automatically locate the beginning and end of the method. In the following part, I will introduce our experiment and the results. We obtained the Java projects with more than 10 stars in recent few years from GitHub. Then we did the following steps to get the dataset. First, we extracted the methods and the corresponding commands using JDT. Then we excluded the methods which are easy to predict commands, such as constructors and test cases. In the end, we had about 600,000 pairs left in our dataset. The dataset is split into 3 parts. 80% pairs are used to train a model, 10% are used to validate, and the rest are used to test. We compared our tool with 4 baseline approaches: CodeNN, which is one of the state-of-the-art methods. It integrates code token embeddings and uses RNN with attention mechanism. The second one is sequence-to-sequence model. The third one is the attention-based sequence-to-sequence model. The sequence-to-sequence model armed with the attention mechanism is able to disregard the noise and focus on the relevant information. And the last one is the DeepComm with classical traversal method, which is the basic version of our approach. It only uses structural information. We use 2 metrics to evaluate the performance of our tool and the baseline approaches. They are information retrieval matrix, which contains precision, recall, F-score, and F-mean, and the machine translation matrix, including blue and median. The results on information retrieval matrix show that our model outperforms other approaches by a substantial margin. It illustrates the importance of syntactical information in code command generation tasks. Our model combines the lexical and the syntactical information together, which helps generate more accurate and user-friendly commands. The machine translation matrix contains the sentence level blue, corpus level blue, and media. The results show that our model achieves the best performance in all 3 matrices. In addition, a practical code command generation tool should be able to produce results in real time, so we conducted efficiency tests on the plugin. The result shows that the server took an average of 140 milliseconds from accepting the request to returning the result. Thank you for your attention and see you next time.